Silver Soul Arc is the final arc title. I gotta say that is a very fitting name, and it really come to an ultimate circle that this series has built upon that really makes you so excited to see when everything all boils down to the very end of the series. I know I've been saying a lot of positive things. There are people that just do it because they are a fan of the series, and I am a fan. However, when it comes to reviewing, I put aside my fan talk about what is good and what is bad about the chapter. When it comes to this series, it's hard to tell what is considered as a really negative that could outweigh the positive. It's always more strong positive than negative, and chapter 605 is no exception. I only thought this chapter will only be saved by the ending. It has the great content within, with a real strong characters that you really believe these characters are really going to a huge dilemma of actually feeling like they're going to lose everything, and they actually feel like they understand more about themselves, thinking of themselves that they cannot win this war. Perhaps they are running from fear and something they can actually be on the verge of thinking, we should quit. It's all over. We have a really nice color with every character, well, almost all the characters, because they are saving few. This is one chapter that really shows a lot of great traits of the characters. We have been seeing them positive, we have been seeing on their downfall. This time we're actually seeing on a lot of a negative side, and not to say it's a bad trait as in to say like it's a bad writing of a character. Instead, it shows us how human they still are, how much they are really trying their best to keep this going and try to win this war, try to overcome every obstacles. We all know that in Gintama, these characters can lose, these characters need help, these characters can actually fail, such as Shogun Assassination arc. That arc shows you that anything can happen. With this chapter itself, Gintoki really in a big struggle dilemma against his own self, thinking about what he usually says or what he usually believes is actually going to backfire him, as more he realizes that every time he goes against Usador, he can never touch him. He can never get to the point that he actually can beat him by himself. He could actually win against him because he always been chasing him, that he never reached to that moment that he could actually say, I finally got you, sensei. So seeing that transpire from the last chapter actually boils down to make Gintoki start to wonder, will he ever catch up? Has he ever thought about giving up? Or to be more exact, has he always been giving up? That's what makes a strong character. It goes to show you that Gintoki is still a human being. He could be a jokester when it comes to comedy moments. He could be really serious when it comes to the very serious drama epic piece. He is still human. He could feel sorrow. He could feel sadness. He could feel disappointed. He could feel angered. And that's what makes the last chapter so mind-blowing for me, because it shows you that Gintoki has finally just let everything loose. And they even captured in this chapter where he talked to Nomaman, he's a bit sorry that he lost his character back then. It made a lot of sense, and I really like the fact they have to acknowledge, when it comes to acknowledging some things without having to go too much of exposition, it only tells you how much he understands himself. It only tells you that you, audience, are reading the manga in the right direction. You are understanding what the manga is telling you. He doesn't have to say the entire thing to make you look like you have to understand. You know, you understand. The series knows it understands, so everyone is in the same picture. Don't have to be cutting edge with a lot of different critique of words. It doesn't need all that. It's just how it is. What I like about this chapter is showing other characters and their problems with this sight they're seeing with this whole entire war, especially with the fact that small tidbit with Ensho commanding others to attack the planet, and they don't even understand why they're doing it, attacking the planets. We're like, what is the enemy? It should be done already, and yet he says destroy everything. It goes to show you that a lot of characters is not really going to be like, oh hell yeah, we're going to destroy them. Instead, some of them are really questioning that moral, that sense of not understanding what exactly is going on. That tidbit really helps out, and how much everybody has their own opinions. What makes it also interesting was the whole Soyo Hime actually shows you how much mature she has become, and she doesn't come out as a person that's actually a princess, but actually comes out as a shiki sister. That's what makes this character so great. We're not just seeing the maturity, but we're also seeing their actual hardship they have there on their mindset. These characters are really doing their best to win this war, to actually overcome everything they have been struggling, but they just can't, because so many things just keep on over overpowering them. And it's just so many things that just happen one by one. Even Zenzo. The Zenzo scene is actually pretty heartbreaking, and it's one of those cases that you have to remember the last time he was very important. It's just strikingly heartbreaking because you understand when he says the line, he's gonna protect her, but he's going to go far away. It goes to show you that he feels like he is cursed. He is somebody that he could see himself that being together with her will only lead her to her death. That's how low he has gone to. I don't know how they're gonna make him bounce back, but hopefully it will be very satisfying. It's the kind of character that you really understand, but you want him to rebound just because we like this character ever since the introduction days. We just want him to come back to his senses. So many character dilemma in this one chapter, how they do not like what they see, how they feel like they're struggling, and that whole Gintoki part gives you the idea that everybody is really losing that sense of hope. One of my favorite shots is actually those 2 silent pages. It shows you how crazy this war has gotten to. It feels like a massacre, and it shows you how every character reacted to that one scene of the destruction of a building right in front of them. It feels like one of those cases where if the animator does the idea right, it could really feels like a movie cinematic scene of where the building coming to a destruction, and you get the sense of holy crap, this is really happening. This world ending is really happening. It's got that sense of feeling. I really like the visual in this chapter. Sorochi has done a lot of good jobs in the visual, how they captures how shows you how Gintoki is really struggling with himself, how Gintoki really thinks that everything is really not going to as the way as they hope to be, and it feels so much of a losing hope. This war arc needs something like that, and it's already happening, and of course this is still early on. Expect more of this. Expect a lot of sorrow, hardship, and everything. And what makes it great about this chapter is by the end we get to see Shinshigumi, which quote bounced back from the arc where we last seen the farewell Shinshigumi arc. It feels like what goes around comes around, because Gintoki says that line to them. Now it's Kondo saying the line to Yorozuya. I love that piece. You understand where exactly that comes from. It doesn't feel like just a line just to say it. You know where it comes from. You know the backstory of that line, and that's what makes it so strong. It's one of those moments where you can make a basic line into a strong, powerful impact when you know its backstory, when you make something great with its execution. That's what people need to realize, is that execution, it really matters heavily, and it can't be just relying on the content. You have to rely on the execution. Otherwise, a lot of series would technically just be good, not great or even bad, because you would just say, hey, the content is there. That's understandable. But if you see the execution, then you have to see how well it is addressed. If it's not executed well, then it can be credited heavily or even credit at all. It depends how badly it can be, how great it can be, or how basic it can be. So in this case, it is great because you understand the whole character, you understand the backstory, you understand everything, why that said line actually feels like an impact more than just a normal line. Overall, this whole entire chapter has been compelling. It really gives you that sense of fear. It gives you that sense of losing hope, how Gintoki is starting to question himself, and it's not like it brushed off easy. You could see that that's going to be a new character setup, because it started to make more sense as we keep seeing his backstory more and more, how his struggles is really eating him up as he is actually seeing himself not able to defeat Usura. This whole thing has been a great timing for this great announcement that everybody went bonkers over. The spoilers was going crazy. Yes, the Shinshigumi are back. I cannot wait how the next chapter is gonna fill out. These characters has been great. Everybody in this chapter has been great in their own ways. It goes to show you this is how you do it. This is how you make this final arc very impactful. This is why fandom are born. Chapter 605 gets a 9. I need about like 2 to 3 weeks to update so many things for my YouTube channel, and I really wanted to show off more content, including more impressions I am planning to release very soon, and one of them is going to be very important to me, as I always wanted to talk about this one series and I have to think about its future content, no less. It's just how it is. These reviews are still going to be there, are still going to be updated, And when it comes to reviews, I may update some of the things very soon. I need to get things done right now in real life. And once I get them done, a lot of things will go through changes. And then hopefully I will have your support to continue to do these contents and to continue to provide you entertainment. My thoughts are told. Don't let yours on hold. Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.